He arrived on Earth as a streak of silver fire. Was light and will, a being forged to protect worlds, not to live on them. But Earth was different. To guard it properly, he needed to understand its people. To understand its people, he needed to become one. So he shaped himself into flesh, bones, breath, heartbeat, and took the name Aren. Learning humanity at first, humanity was a puzzle. Why did people laugh when they were not amused? Why did they cry when they were not wounded? Why did their hearts ache for things they could not touch? Aren studied these things the way a scholar studies ancient runes. But it wasn't until he met Alara that he began to feel them. She was gentle, stubborn, and endlessly curious. She asked him questions no human should have asked, questions that brushed dangerously close to the truth of what he was. And yet, she loved him anyway. Aren had never been loved before. He had only been obeyed. When Alara became pregnant, Aren felt something he had no word for. Fear. His kind were not meant to create life with mortals. Their essence was too vast, too bright. A child born of both worlds, he should not have been possible. But the child came anyway, a little boy with dark hair and a quiet, watchful gaze. Aren named him Dar. The moment Dar was born, Aren saw it, Alara's spirit dimming, thinning like smoke in a storm. The child had taken more than her strength. He had taken a piece of her soul. Aren held her hand through the long nights, whispering warmth into her fading light, doing everything he could to keep her anchored to the world. She stayed. Weaker, yes, but alive. Alive because she refused to leave her son. Raising the boy, Dar grew like any human child. He scraped his knees. He laughed at birds. He cried when he was tired. Aren watched him constantly, waiting for the spark, the celestial fire that should have been his birthright. But nothing came. No glowing eyes, no bending of gravity, no whispers of cosmic power. Dar was simply a boy. And Aren, who had once commanded storms and shattered comets, found himself grateful for that. He learned to braid hair, to cook breakfast, to soothe nightmares. He learned that being human was not a weakness. It was a miracle. But the universe never forgets a guardian. Sometimes, when the stars shifted wrong, Aren felt the ripple of intruders, beings from other realms who hungered for Earth's oceans, its forests, its billions of fragile souls. They came in shadows, in storms, in shapes that no human eye could bear, and Aren met them in silence. He fought them in abandoned deserts, in the deep ocean trenches, in the thin air above the clouds. He fought with the strength of a god, though he wore the skin of a man. None of them were strong enough. Not while the guardian still breathed. He always returned home before dawn, wiping the stardust from his hands so Dar would never see. The night of the broken sky, one night, the sky didn't ripple. It fractured. A single crack of white fire tore across the heavens, and from it descended a figure wrapped in armor that looked forged from dying stars. It landed in the empty field behind the house, the impact shaking the earth. Aren stepped forward, already shedding the last traces of sleep. The being straightened, its voice echoing like metal dragged across stone.
I am Rithka, claimant of worlds. This planet is unguarded. I take it.
Aren's expression didn't change.
It is guarded.
Rethka tilted its head.
By you, a guardian who hides in flesh.
It lunged. The ground split under its charge. Aren hit halfway, catching the blow with one hand. The shockwave flattened the grass in a perfect circle around them. Rethka snarled.
You are diminished.
Aren's eyes glowed faintly. Not bright, not blazing, just enough to remind the universe what he truly was.
And you were mistaken.
He struck once, a clean, precise blow to the center of Rethka's chest. The star-forged armor cracked like glass. Light bled out in thin, trembling lines. Rethka staggered, disbelief twisting its features.
This world is not worth.
Aren stepped forward, voice low.
It is worth everything.
The armor shattered. Rethka dissolved into drifting embers that faded into the night. The world went quiet again. Aren stood alone in the field, the glow fading from his skin as he pulled the human shape back around himself like a cloak. He looked toward the house, toward Dar's window glowing softly in the dark, and he whispered,
No one will take this world, not while I breathe.
The sky sealed. But every time Aren looked at his son, a quiet dread stirred in him. If Dar truly had no powers, if he was fully human, then one day Aren would die protecting Earth, and Dar would be left alone. And if Dar did have powers, they were simply sleeping. Then the universe would come for him. Either way, Aren knew the truth. The greatest battle he would ever fight was not against invaders, but against fate itself. The final question one night, as Dar slept between them, Elara whispered.
Do you regret becoming human?
Aren looked at his son, at the tiny hand curled around his finger, at the woman who had given him a life he never knew he wanted.
No.
He said softly.
Being human is the first thing I have ever done that feels real.
But in the back of his mind, a storm was gathering, because something ancient had awakened in the cosmos, something that knew Aren had broken the laws of his kind, and it was coming, not for Earth, but for the boy.